I asked my dad, let's have a dog team. And he told me, he said, well, for having a dog team, he said, it's lots of work, he said. The wheel dog is the one closest to the sled, and he handles the sled. We had a female, my mother got a female from an elderly lady in a Clavik. And it was kind of like a part wolf female, and then she had pups. And she had about 6 pups, I think, and we raised those. And then we started from there. I watched these elderly guys run their dogs. Then I was training my dogs. And I figured, I watched these guys, they were going this far. I asked how far they were going. Then I watched them, how they were traveling, and I figured to myself, well, geez, my dogs could travel about the same speed. So he says, okay. He said, there's going to be another race in a couple of weeks. So he said, and I told myself, well, Dad, I want to go race in Inuvik. He says, okay. You sure? I said, yes, I want to go race. I said, I think I could do good in the race. I could place anyway, first, second, or third, I told him. So the first time we went over, we started getting ready. There was a race here. There was probably about maybe 6 or 7 teams when I first started. My dad parked kind of a ways from the starting line, and they said, anybody else is getting in? So I said, yeah, I'm getting in too. I said, and in those years, we used to just tie the dogs behind a truck. We didn't have dog boxes or anything, so... And I took my toboggan out. I started hooking up my dogs one by one. And my dad never even helped me. My dad just stayed in the truck. He was shy of me, right? He thought I wasn't going to do good. Nobody helped me. And finally my uncle, Wesley Joe, came out and he started helping me. Then we started. And we were having a race there, and I was in 3rd place. We had to go around the island. Like we had to go around Big Lake by Joe Adams and go around Big Lake and come through around the tank farm. There was a trail there. And the first lap we went around, I was in 3rd place. So then I watched these guys. They kept going by the deep snow. Then I seen the old skidoo trail. It was covered by snow. And this was the last part of the stretch going home. And I stopped my dogs and I led them to that old skidoo trail where it was hard, and these guys were just going in the snow where it was soft, right? And my dogs followed that skidoo trail. And I passed the first team and the second team. And I won the race. The first race I ever got in, I won. And when I first came back, they didn't know if it was me or not, right? And when I first came back, my dad even jumped out of the truck. He was so excited that I won a dog race, right? He even jumped out of the truck and he wanted to help me now. Everybody wanted to help me after I finished the line, right? They wanted to help me out now, but at the start, nobody wanted to help me. Yeah? They were kind of shy of me. So that's what happened about my first race anyway. The only place you use toboggan is kind of in Inuvik, because they wanted to remember how they used to race their dogs long ago. Like the Mary Firth. We call the one race here, the women's dog race here, it's 10 miles. We call that the Mary Firth. And Mary Firth long ago used to use toboggans to travel around, right? And that's why we use a toboggan here. Okay, this here is called a toboggan. And long ago, that's what they used to use in the olden days, is a toboggan. And it's kind of like, it's heavier than the racing sleds, but that's what a toboggan is. To the racing sleds, they're made light, and they're made out of aluminum, and they're made out of skis, like cross-country skis they got in the bottom. Nowadays, you have to wax your sleds now. They have these P-Tex, they're called P-Tex, and then you have iron that, iron and all the ski wax and everything to wax the sleds. This here is a racing sled. These are expensive, and that's what I was talking about. The cross-country skis they use for on here, and this is what we put the wax on here. Nobody never used to use sleds long ago. We all raced with toboggans until these couple of white people came in and raced against us with these little sleds, right? And that's how everybody started switching over. And it's sure good to have people come and race with us, and because we're so behind time on dog mushing now. It's so competitive right now. Maybe you lose by 2 seconds or 1 second, and then like everybody's getting so fast now. Like you just can't just grab any kind of sled and jump in a dog race and say you're gonna do good.